Hello, my name is Alice Gray. This is the video section for Mobile Web App Development module. Firstly, I'd like to talk about the QIcons app. In my onCreate method, I set up the layout. The next part here is initializing each of the views. And here I'm setting the click listeners. So once I click here, you can see here it says you clicked on the cute group of cats. The clear button is this part. And then this part is here for the feedback text. Please touch one of the icons. And next I'd like to show you the wireframe. So this here has the user interface of each of the buttons, the text view here, and also the clear button here. The next app I'd like to talk about is the travel app. So here we can see this is the app. I've created the onCreate method here and again the layout. Here I have initialized the radio group, spinner, button features, and also the text view. The next part here is adding in all the destinations on the spinner. So here you can see London Eye, Big Ben, Hyde Park, and London Bridge as part of the spinner. This is the button submit on the on-click button submit. So here, once we select a destination, a travel mode, and also a destination, and press submit, if functionality works. However, there's also a toast message. If nothing is selected in these radio buttons, then a toast message appears stating please select a travel mode. The clear button is also here, and that clears the radio group and the spinner as well as the text. So if we put in the airplane mode as the travel mode in the radio buttons and London Bridge in the spinner, press submit, the text will appear here. And then once we press clear selection, everything reverts back. So the radio buttons are now empty and the spinner has gone back to the first one in the array. I've also designed a wireframe for this, which has, again, the text, the radio buttons here, the spinner, and the submit button, and the clear button as well. The next app I'd like to talk about is the pizza ordering app. So here you can see I've got my onCreate method where I've taken the layout from the activity main. This part here, I'm setting up the checkboxes for each of the ingredients. So you can see them listed here and here. I'm using Find by ID to do that. The next part here is, again, with the setting up the checkboxes, if it's ticked to add the ingredient image and also the total price. So in this case, if I add mushrooms and olives, it's added images along the bottom here and also increased the total price. If I remove these checkboxes, then the images go and also the price goes back to the original price. One of the problems I found when doing this app was I wasn't able to get the clear order feature to work. So I've tried adding it in here to reset all the checkboxes and part of the onCreate, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it work, so I didn't include it this time. I'd also like to show the wireframe I made for the pizza ordering app, showing the text and the checkboxes here, as well as the buttons that I wanted to add. Now I'd like to talk about the catalogue app. Here I've declared my variables for view pager and also the recycler view to do horizontal navigation. In my onCreate function, I have got the layout from the activity main, and I'm also declaring the variables for view pager and bottom navigation. Here I have an array with each of the animals and also their descriptions. This part here is to set up the view pager, and then the next part is setting up the bottom navigation for the recycler view. So you can see here I'm able to scroll horizontally and also here with the bottom navigation as well. I'd also like to show you my wireframes. I've got one page and then another page. And here shows the horizontal scroll, and this part to flick between each animal. Now I'd like to show the registration app. So here I've entered the username and password. Now this says invalid username or password, as first we need to register, which will be in this activity here. So if we click on this part, enter all my details, enter password, re-enter a password, and register. Now we can use those credentials to log in, and it has a welcome screen here. The registration activity is as follows. I use the onCreate method to enter all the registrations. So edit text for the full name, radio buttons here for male or female, a spinner for the year born, again edit text for the username, password and re-entering password. I have a registration button, clear button and a go back button. The next step here is to populate the spinner with all the years, so that be using an array adapter to retrieve years. The next part is the registration button. This part handles all the data, and then the next section here validates the inputs. If both passwords match, then the data can be passed back to the login activity. And then the next part here is for the clear button. Now I'd like to show the wireframes for this app. So on the first screen here, you can see the text view for please enter your username, please enter your password, and two buttons here, log in, and also this will take you to the registration screen. The second wireframe is the registration screen, which shows the spinner, radio buttons here, text view for password, and then also to re-enter the password, and then the three buttons here. And then the final one is the welcome screen. Once the user has been able to log in with the display information here, and also a log out button. The next app I'd like to talk about is the mobile contacts app. Here you can see I've used a recycler view, and I've also added a search view into the recycler view, and I've also linked the adapter to the recycler view to display the contacts. This is the populate contacts function. And then this here is for the search function. And here all the contacts have been populated with their details. The wireframes for this one are as follows. So this is the address book. And then the next part is showing the search. And the third wireframe is the called contact feature on the wireframe. And the third wireframe is the called contact wireframe. Now I'd like to show you how this app functions. I can use the search to search contacts. However, something I did struggle with on this app is getting the contact info to show properly. The final app I'd like to talk about is the library book reservation app. In the onCreate method, I set up the recycler view. In the recycler view, I also use the book adapter to list all the books in the recycler view. I use load books method to populate the book list. And then here is to show the date picker. So for example, once I click reserve book, it shows the date picker. Once I select a date and press OK, the next part is this alert dialog box. And then I can also press go to checkout, which will show the checkout page and show the checkout. Now I'd like to show my wireframes for the library reservation app. This is the main page with all the books listed. Next we have the calendar picker. Next I've got the dialog box showing the book reservation, and then finally a checkout screen. Thanks very much for listening to my presentation for Mobile Web App Development module.